sitting here watching this stream today, you cannot underestimate how ahead of the curve you are right now.
Bitcoin looks tired. Altcoins look hungry.
I'm just not quite sure that Bitcoin has any more solves.
I still think this thing is really worth a lot more than it is.
This stuff's spooky, man. These chaos PRZs are intense.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Solana is highly performant and has the team with the experience to support it.
$4,800 Ethereum. That's a big, big move here.
Whatever you do, always play from a position of strength. There it is. Welcome back, guys. We are live on DeltaFi for Hxro Labs here on the old YouTubers. We got myself, Random Task, sometimes go by RT. We've got Rob Levy. We've got Gunny. And we've got Messi back in action. We've got the full squad. So there's a lot happening in the market today. We've got a really big rally taking place, particularly in the Ethereum sector, which I'd like to point out. We highlighted. I don't know if we did it on the show, but I definitely was all over this narrative on Twitter. And in true, trader, analyst, dichotomy fashion, I'm not actually as positioned for my own thesis as I thought I should be. But we've got some real bangers happening right now. And you can feel the energy. In the pre-show, we're just offline. We're starting to price things and all kinds of shit. What do you guys see in the market right now? What are you doing today?
What I'm sensing in the opening was a little bit of cope from RT, and that's okay.
Yeah, there's a little bit.
That's okay. I mean, it is the time. There's coping going on. But you had the thesis nailed. I mean, you had the thesis nailed. So I guess for you, figure out how next time have zero cope on it.
I mean, look, I'm 80% long on crypto right now. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I'm just not in the longs that I want to be in. I'm not in the longest longs.
In the green room before the stream, man, we were fired up. Gunny and Messi, they're feeling confident and bullish. I kind of like it.
This is a win day for the Bulls. I think the Bulls post AC 3AC blow up were kind of like on the other side of the fence, like they were barking up the tall tree. They were on the minority, and now's their day to just be like, oh.
But that is when, you need to be the bull.
Yeah.
When everybody wants to mess with the horns.
Oh, totally. I think they've just been eating some shit, and now they can say, see.
Now they're being, at least the short time frame guys are being mildly gored, and being gored in crypto is otherwise known as coke.
And finally, the macaroni analysis can go to sleep for a few weeks, right? We're done. That FOMC's done. They're saying, they're going to take a break in August. I'm down. I'm sure there's still some other bullshit, some earnings reports, but I mean, look at this Bitcoin chart.
Man, hey, look, guys, we found out today that we're officially in a recession. The White House can try to redefine the term as many times as they want, but if you Google what is a recession, it'll tell you it is 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP prints, and that's exactly where we are. So that was kind of like, that's like the fat lady singing, here we are, we're in a recession. We had another, 75 basis points hike yesterday. There are no hikes next month. They're off. In addition to that, we've got the merge narrative, which is something we've been talking about for a very, very, very long time. So we have this kind of like period of the market where it's just the perfect storm for some upside, and this is a hated rally. You look, and it's very difficult to buy the bottom, right? And I'm like, we talked about this 100 times too. You're not ever going to buy the bottom most of the times. But the thing is, and this reminds me a lot of myself, July 2021, when I was short at the bottom on Ethereum, when you're wrong and the market does reverse, and the market has reversed, you have to admit that as quickly as possible, especially if you're short. If you're sidelined, maybe wait a little bit longer, wait for those confirmations, be extra careful if you've been guarding your stash, really closely, don't go full balls deep risk on, unless you just have mental issues and you're a total degenerate like me. But look, it's the perfect storm. Like things are looking really, really good. You know, we've had massive selling. We've had capitulation. You know, we were joking last week. You know, people keep saying, "Oh, I'm waiting for capitulation." Like, man, the capitulation happened. Like, and here we are. So let's go. You know, let's see how much upside this has. Let's see how much cash is on the sidelines. Let's see how short these funds are. You know, I think it's time to shred some bare anus. So let's watch and learn.
I don't know that the funds, I mean, maybe some of them are short, but I actually think there's more funds that are just wearing some very heavy bags right now that have longer term theses, and a lot of those funds have raised new funds over the last 9 months. And so let's see what happens there and whether that money gets pushed into some of these new projects, or if it's going to go to start dollar cost averaging into their existing positions. And I would guess it's going to be a little bit of both, because most of these funds have, do have long-term theses around what they're holding. And so I think that's part of it. And I think in this short time frame, just like you said, Messi, like the risk has been to the upside now. And because the narrative has been so bearish, there also is this aspect of what we talked about quite a bit on the show, is as the market matures, it starts to do a little more, even in the spot market, starts to predict what the next few months or what the next kind of news event is going to bring in terms of pricing in levels in the market. And now there's really nothing for the next 30 days. Like the big story is gone. We're in summer doldrums, and we've tested to the downside. We've had these systemic level events. We've gotten through those. Like, what else do you need to put a bottom in? It's not much else there. So I think testing to the upside makes a ton of sense. Do we go into a high fuel bull, super convex market? I don't think so right now, but I think it makes a ton of sense to be testing some of these upsides. We were talking before the show, high 20s, low 30s in Bitcoin. Messi refusing to talk about Bitcoin, responded with, "Yep, I see it going into the high 2s potentially, full on Ethereum." So as a counter to that, I'm going to say 50s to 60s in Solana. Although Robbie was at 80, so I'm liking that number even more. So
look, I just honestly, people get angry about this, not so much anymore, but I truly believe the Bitcoin narrative is now dead. Every single cycle, we always dreamed about some next level of buyers coming in. And in 2017, that next level was the institutional, corporate bid and the state bid. So, let's rewind a bit to 2020, 2021. You've got, Elon Musk, who's one of the most followed Twitter accounts in the world. The absolute meme lord. Like, people worship this dude, buying a shitload of Bitcoin. Sailor buying a shitload of Bitcoin. You have nation states buying Bitcoin. Like, who's fucking left to buy this shit?
So many, bro.
Guys,
I agree with you. I think you're going to get more oomph from Ethereum and from I think in the end, those pairs are going to outperform, but Bitcoin has so much, the narrative's not dead. It has so much pent up, true, sovereign wealth that's going to flow into it. I am excited about it tremendously. And it's going to be
I agree.
Monstrous scale. It's not dead. I know.
I mean, is it always just going to be an asset?
But what it shows me,
everybody goes to first.
It shows me how fucking good the alts are going to be, and the good ones. These networks are going to gain value, and that excitement out of you. We know Bitcoin's going to be great. It's going to be this non-sovereign currency that it's going to $1 million, fine, but doesn't mean that Ethereum's not going to 250,000 and whatever over time. And hearing your bullishness for alts makes me really excited about network growth and value, and that. It is the most exciting.
I mean, we had the opportunity to steal some of these altcoins. I mean, we literally had the opportunity to buy altcoins at 90% plus discounts. Is that not enough for you?
You still do.
Fucking enough.
I know.
You still do. Let me show you the Uniswap chart before anyone here just decides
man.
like, oh my God, I missed it. Yeah, okay, you missed that. Dude, look at the fucking Uniswap chart. Zoom out. You didn't miss the bottom.
That is
now, you don't.
On a long time frame is where it's at, man. That is the chart, guys.
That chart looks so good.
This is where we're at right now. Right now, look. Like Gunny said, are we going to go like full bull? Possible. Improbable. More likely we just get a washing machine. So
look
pay
at that
attention,
launch
guys. Because this, if anything, is just your wake-up call. Like, oh, it wasn't dead. If it's your first rodeo, I know it felt dead. It wasn't. It's so far from
It
the
was
highs.
Never dead.
At the core, it is so alive, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
No,
That's why,
look, we didn't fall into that trap. But be honest. We've been there before. 2018, 2019. It feels bad. You're like, it's never going to come back. If that's the trap you fell into, just be aware.
Feels bad now. It feels bad.
I still feel bad.
Your initial emotion, and especially if you live in a Twitter bubble. Like I was just talking to everybody knows Ice Bags on Twitter, right? Yeah. And an absolutely hysterical, great guy. He's got this project called Kanpai Pandas. And this is a guy that is like has access. Like he is hooked up in Las Vegas and everywhere else. Very successful person and guy. And he's giving away that the Kanpai Pandas community is giving away 2 VIP, all expenses paid trips to Las Vegas for their big party they're doing. And he does all this promotion around it. And the thing got like 60 likes. Like Hxro Network for the Solana Hackathon is giving away a weekend with the Chainsmokers in Las Vegas. As like all you have to do is show up to a workshop and get to drop your name in the hat. Like 60 likes. Yeah. What's going on right now? Like where is everybody?
So and that's
so their salt is so painful. It's so crazy. And that to me, and I think to everybody on this panel, is you want to be bidding like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
We've all been there before.
That's what it is, right? And I actually just went through this with some family members and friends. Like I have this little side group. If they ask about crypto, I say, "Oh, I'll just join here. We're all, they're all helping each other, so I don't walk everyone individually through stuff, right?" And it's a ghost town. I mean, they got fired up last spring. Then they came in. They were, oh, deal flow, like all these things, and then it was like into November, and it's a ghost town. And I said, guys, don't come sucking at the teat and trying to learn all these things and getting fired up and then disappear during maximum opportunity. And I'm begging them to just stay focused and pay attention because
same thing, man. I was at dinner last week with 2 very successful finance guys, and like they're like, "So you still like Bitcoin?"
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like
is
Bitcoin?
that still a thing? We're like, no, only when it's above 60K.
I'm like, didn't we have dinner 3 months ago and you were like asking me how to buy it, and I'm like, now you don't want to buy it? Now it's now what? It's for criminals again? Like, give me a break, man.
So look, there's dopamine in the market. We're obviously all very fired up because we've been, positioned either throughout the bear or been adding to positions. Now, I think right now it's about tempering low time frame FOMO and looking for opportunities that can come next. How do you play from a position of strength on something that just rallied 70% that or think is going to rally another 400? So are you guys all fully positioned? What are you looking at? What's your next bid? What's next? We can all toot the horn, say we just won the last month because we've been taking positions and now it's breaking out. For those of us who haven't, or those of us who have some more cash on the sideline, what do we do next?
Yeah, I personally, I'm not fully positioned yet. I'm definitely overweighted in a couple of things that I continue to talk about, but I've been spreading some stuff into mostly things that were down. Like obviously Solana is an obvious one for me, but some other projects that are similar to what Messi puts on, and have been looking at some of those quite a bit. Not fully positioned yet, and my take on it is like this is a perfect time to be building position, whether you're DCAing or whether you're just like buying in, however you're doing it, and then to start kind of what we call like gamma trading around it. So you have a base position, and effectively you're kind of swing trading on a slightly lower time frame around that core position. But this is the time when you want to be building those. I believe this is the time, at least for me. Do your own research, but you want to be building your bags that can be holding for the longer term.
Okay.
I'll tell you what.
Go ahead.
I want to hear from Messi because he was so fucking amped up on ETH in the merge, and he's merging like a virgin. And I want to hear some of this merge thesis. Because Messi can pick gems out of the dumpster.
Yeah, he's great, dude. I think he's the best out there.
Okay.
He is and when he's feeling good about it, like
get your dick off the floor, man.
Okay. Hold on. Wait for it.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. I unplugged my headphones. But listen. So I am balls fucking deep long. I have zero stables. I'm all in. Heavy exposure to Ethereum-based DeFi. Particularly focused on LP positions. Just a way to kind of DCA out, take profits via permanent loss on the way up. Ethereum, though. Look, once again, the only strong narrative that crypto has going for it right now is the merge, okay? And we're going to pump into the merge. There's a lot of money in the sidelines still. There's a lot of cope, okay? There's a lot of people that haven't, kind of accepted what's happening. They haven't even reached the point of concession yet to where they're like, fuck, it's wrong. I guess I'm going to look for some setups to buy. Maybe buy some laggards, look for some echo pumps. So, one thing, I do have heavy Ethereum DeFi exposure too. Anything that I've done has strong liquidity versus Ethereum. Okay, let me explain the reasoning behind this, the logic. So something is paired versus Ethereum, okay? And the vast majority of the liquidity is off chain. Then if, let's say, there are no buyers and sellers in the market, hypothetically, as the value in that AMM, of the Ethereum goes up, the value of the DeFi token goes up, at a 1-to-1 correlation with Ethereum. Okay. And that's with no buyers and sellers. But let's assume that because things are turning around and because people are going to be looking for beta to play, that there are going to be more buyers than sellers for these tokens. So that's a good way to kind of look for outperformance in the market. So basically, I have Ethereum exposure that has the possibility to outperform or underperform Ethereum. But I do believe there's a strong possibility of outperformance. And once again, you can enter these positions with size. And as the market goes up, especially if they do outperform Ethereum, your LP position becomes more balanced towards the Ethereum side. And you can just pull the liquidity and, dump the Ethereum and dump any leftovers kind of when you're done. But look, I do have things that I will swing a bit on, you do want to be in a profit-taking mindset here because, once again, shit's been really bad, let's not, count our chickens before they hatch, right? Take a little bit of profit, secure that bag on the way up. Don't just go crazy and say, oh my God, I'm up 30%. I got to sell it all. You want to have diamond hands here. You want to be well aware of what's going on in the market. But at the same time, take a little profit, write it out, see what happens. I feel really, really good. I'd say 50% away from portfolio all-time highs right now. So look, you gotta just take your dick out of your pants sometimes. You can't just sit there, with your dick in your hand, just watching all of this happen. And like RT was saying earlier, or maybe it was Dan, a lot of shit is up 70%. It is really difficult, especially in these market conditions, with the recency bias that we all experience, to say, oh my God, this is up 70%. If I buy it, it's definitely going to be the top, right? You want to look for those good setups, but sometimes maybe you don't get to buy RT, was saying the pre-show, or early on in this shit, like he didn't get to buy the exact like longs that he wanted, but he's a smart guy, and I guarantee you he's looking for like echo pumps and proxy plays and things like that. Like you don't always have to buy the exact thing you want to get the exposure you want.
Yeah, and one of my biggest mistakes, by the way, there's a woodpecker just fucking with your Xmon right now.
Yeah, fuck you, dude. Take that off the screen.
Seems to be some sort of strange bird here.
I got 3 hours of sleep last night. I was up at 7 a.m. this morning hiding behind my trash can with my rifle. Like,
I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to rotate that so it looked like it was knocking your price down. But anyways, woodpecker's still fucking with Messi over there. Feel for the guy. Anyways, get a shotgun, bro. You're sitting out there with a little 22 rifle. What if you miss? You're gonna hit the little old lady down the street with the falling bullet.
I thought you were using a high-powered BB rifle.
It's a competition grade pellet gun. It's 22 caliber.
Oh shit! I thought it was a 22.
Yeah, it is a 22. It's a pellet gun that it's a 22.
Okay.
But it's actually silenced too, which is really nasty. It's got a break action barrel, so you just pull the barrel down to pump. It's got a 10-round auto loading magazine, which is pretty sick, and a variable zoom 3 to 9x scope on it. I mean, it's really nasty. And look, I've got like a bunch of really old fig bushes in my backyard, and the birds are just going crazy eating all my figs because they're finally like getting ripe and stuff. So I've just been sitting on my back porch like picking these motherfuckers off left and right. Like the thing will take down a bird. I have a 14-gram hollow point pellets. Like it'll kill a bird for sure.
Yeah.
But this woodpecker is the Albert Einstein of woodpecker.
Dude,
Like,
do you see this thing on the screen here? You tweeted about it. You said, "Oh, should I go full Goblin Town?" And it got me down a rabbit hole. And I found out they're allowed in Canada, so I went and bought one. So I've got a fucking shooting range in my basement now. The perk is, and I've set up a whole thing. I got zombie posters and shit, and I'm shooting. But like the perk is that actually now it's got me working out because like between on rest sets, I can just go over and just like. But it's funny. Like you are such an influencer. You got me out here like building shit in my basement just to like shoot stuff now.
Just for the record, that is a high-powered pellet gun.
That is a BB gun. Yeah, that's not an AK-47, dude.
Correct.
I said legal in Canada.
Not an AR-15.
Yeah, no. Canadians don't get to have cool things. I mean, not even saying like, no, AR-15s are cool, but we don't get to have like stuff that looks real usually. But apparently these are allowed. So I went and bought one, a couple $100. It's fun. Anyways, back to business, here, boys.
Messi, what do you do? How do you feel if this is just another head fake?
It's not.
And we go lower, dragged by the fucking NASDAQ.
It's not. It's just not. I'm 100% sure that's not.
Oh shit! He just said 100%. God damn it!
I am. That's not. Look,
everybody out.
I'm not on that timeline. That's not the universe I'm in. This is going up only. Like we're strapped in. All of this shit is broken out. People are in disbelief. We are going fucking up. Okay.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm just gonna point this out because I am long, and that's my thesis you just outlined. But this is such resistance talk. It makes me sick. We are at the biggest resistance in Ethereum's history. And this motherfucker just said 100% we're going higher. That makes me so uncomfortable.
We will break that resistance probably while we are streaming. Like,
I hope so.
Bear Anus is going to get fucking
I mean, think about how juicy the liquidations are above that.
Oh, yeah.
They're
you got to figure it here.
They have to get rinsed out. That's when we say the risk is to the upside in the short time frame. Like, that's what it is. It's the pendulum swinging and trying to balance the market in terms of like, look at when there's market makers and traders they make money mostly off of liquidations because that's when you get like in a short time frame asymmetric pricing relative to fair value. So it would make a ton of sense that we would pierce those walls and.
Yeah, and could be quick and dirty, right? Where it's just like, and who knows?
So hard.
Look, I'd love to break into this range here. I still think we have some unfinished business down here. But here's the other thing. I was entertaining this idea down in this bottom range. More of like how sick would it be if all of this was just like 3AC contagion and then the market kind of gets its shit together and then just barts back up. And the whole bear market then exists up here, where we just kind of go back into this big consolidation range and we look back and say there was like the 3AC shakeout. or whatever it gets called, 2 years from now, like the March, the COVID lows, like, every little dump like that gets its name.
I think
that's
bullish.
possible.
Like, it's all fucked.
That'd be fucking cool, and it's possible as fuck. Obviously, it seems a lot more possible now. We're right back up to those levels. This is not a buy zone for ETH for me, unless it's coming from the other direction. So we get like, I'd love to buy it at this price that way. Being long on ETH here feels great. Getting long on ETH would feel terrible.
I'm just waiting for like an alternate universe RT who's like, hey, well, we got to fill in this volume gap down here. We're going low here. I'm thinking on big. I mean, right? Like,
What?
By the way, I've known Robbie a long time. It was the first time I heard him like mock somebody.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
He has such
motherfucker,
a
am I
gem,
getting mocked by the
of a guy
perm?
That, like,
No,
that
I'm
normally
mocking.
would just sit inside of him.
No,
and he'd be
Dad,
thinking it, but it would never come out.
I'm mocking his mocking voice. You know
Oh,
the
yeah.
voice.
No,
Yeah,
of course,
yeah.
dude. I'm fucking with you.
It wasn't a good version of his like, hey, his voice. But I mean, is there a lack of I don't know.
Lack
Seems like-
of.
I love
Fill
watching
in-
the price action on the pullbacks and just like it just wilts. Like there's not like a mad rush for the fucking exit. When
Well-
that happens, like hold, go.
Let's look at the gap, right? Because this is a gap we've been talking about for weeks now.
ETH volume, that VPVR on ETH scares me a little more than this. This looks like, we're filling that.
No, yeah, exactly. So the both of them needed to be filled to the upside. It was an absolute vacuum here. Now Bitcoin is slowly doing its job, working its way up, filling in. ETH kind of skipped 2 levels, and that's not a big deal. It doesn't mean it has to come down. The point is, I want to see this to say, hey, we're done with this range. We're ready to move higher. It's going to take some time. It's filling in. This gives a much clearer picture. It's a little easier to identify. You say, we're probably moving to 29,000. That's a high probability when you look at that. Ethereum's not quite as clear now, right? Because it's already kind of come up. Now we've got a triple distribution. We've got the 1, we've got the 2, we've got the 3. Again, those usually like to get filled in. So do we have a lot more business down here? I think so. But it may look, it's not going to be easy to trade. We may, merge. Oh, no, fill it in. Like, it's
the smell.
Yeah, like these are the kinds of things that find a way to fuck you up before we go to whatever, 3, 5, 10K, whatever you think it's going to go to. It's not going to be an easy path. And the VPVR can be a really good tool for kind of keeping your head on straight.
Yeah.
I'm such a, I mean, this is the one technical, other than the 12 and 26 moving averages, which is something that I always, it's like the only tool that I really use in crypto, like technically. But, as this market develops, the volume profiles become super interesting, like the time and price profiles. And dude, I think you should do a lesson on these one day, RT, for people, because that learning about how distributions work, like that is market. That is the market. Like it is market structure, and it repeats across. Like you can just put a widget there, and it's almost just so tied to human psychology, and understanding like what is where is like the real price of the market, and it's basically the edges of the kind of the meaty part of that like Gaussian distribution. Yeah. And then once you get above those is when you just basically have air pockets.
Well,
and
yeah, look,
it doesn't take a lot of volume to push and go into price discovery to find the next range.
Yeah, and a really good example actually just came up. Somebody in the chat asked about OP. Yeah. And look at this, right? So same kind of thing. OP comes up. There would have been very little volume back here then, but it ranged for a bit. It filled it in. It says, I'm ready to explore higher, and look what we got. Pow!
That's it, man. That's when you get out of those distributions is when you go into price discovery. And like think of it as an auction. And they're going to auction higher, like buyers auction higher to find sellers auction lower to find buyers. And so the real price of OP is, I can't see the chart that closely on my screen, but
sitting at 144.
Yeah, it's the wider edge there. So you don't want to be selling into the hole. You don't want to be buying up at the high. Like you want to be buying above the breakout or selling below, and not and everything in between is like is pretty much noise. It's just because that's where basically fair value is. You're not getting any theoretical edge by buying anywhere in the middle there.
Yeah, and real quick, I want to get this shout out while we're on the topic to whoever Woke Dog Crypto is, because he put OP on my radar. I put out a tweet, and this is one of my favorite use cases for Twitter. You present a thesis, and then you just say what else fits, because many hands make light work. There's guys out there who know more about ETH and ETH L2s than I do, so I put that out there. Actually, my two that I kind of looked at because they were just on my radar was Metis and Boba. I found that they were kind of ETH L2s. Neither of them have really moved that hard, so they might be my echo plays here. I don't really have positions yet. I kind of finagled some Boba last week and bought it and sold it, but LDO running hot, Uni running hot, ETH leading the market, and now we've got OP. So Woke Dog Crypto, thank you. You put that on my radar. I didn't trade it perfectly, but I did make some money on it. And for those of you who just think analysis is so much easier for me anyways than trading, I picked some up in this PCZ, felt great, got a little shaken out here, didn't reload. I was going to wait till the FOMC, and then it's like, made some nice money on it though. And that's the beauty of community. Like whoever followed me there and said, hey, buy some OP or it fits your thesis. Well, it's fucking leading today, boys. So this feels cool. And it's playing the price levels beautifully. PCZ. I'm down with OPP. So now somebody in the chat asked, well, what's next? Can I get a PCZ, a pump chaser zone on this? It does exist, and in true TA fashion, it actually lines up with another level. So let's just take a quick look at that, and then I actually do want to circle back to Messi because I want to hear a little bit more about what you're chewing on these days. We haven't had a good
I want to
time.
hear about Balancer from Messi.
Yeah, Balancer, Aura, and Xmon. Look, yeah. So I mean, the risk goes up the higher you go in a pattern. So this next trade will not likely be as sweet and juicy as the last two, but you can still usually get some. Just watch out for things like Elliott waves if you follow that, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Personally, this trade is done for me. I'm going to look elsewhere for now until this consolidates. But if I was dying to be buying, it'd be like a 110 kind of thing, right around here. Okay, talk to me, Messi. What do you got? $80,000 Xmon.
I'm going to give people a trade that I don't have on, but I think it's really hot. And if I was still had some stables on the side, this may be something that I'd be interested in. So to preface this, RT, if you could pull up the Lido chart, LDO.
I was about to talk about it. I mean,
that looks pretty fucking good.
Yeah, another PCZ like this whole week.
Look, we were talking about echo pumps earlier. Metis is a perfect echo pump on optimism. It's an optimism fork. Okay, it's got that Ethereum narrative. It's got that L2. Vitalik's mom, like all that kind of shit. Like we laughed at Metis, I feel like a long time ago. Because people were shilling it because Vitalik's mom at the top, but now it's wrecked as fucking hell, and you could actually maybe squeeze some juice out of it. Okay, but Lido has absolutely been ripping, and the reason is Lido is the largest liquid staking solution for Ethereum by miles. Okay, institutions want exposure to it, retail wants exposure to it, everybody wants Lido. It is the premier high beta merge narrative play. Okay, now the echo pump in a chart that I think looks really good, Rocket Pool. That is,
dude, I was just gonna bring that up. RPL, someone put that on that tweet thread too. Go ahead.
RPL is essentially, it's not the same thing as Lido. I'm not going to say that. It's similar to Lido in that it is a liquid staking solution for Ethereum, but in opposition to Lido, it is decentralized. One thing that people are like true hardcore diehard Ethereum maxis hate about Lido is it's really centralized the staking of Ethereum or the liquid.
Is it just
staking.
in like Kobe's ledger?
No. I mean, look, there was like $18 billion in Ethereum locked in Lido. And look, it's a one-way ticket right now. Like that shit goes in and it doesn't come out. There's still in like billions of dollars of value.
It's a honeypot.
Being managed by Lido. The thing is, it is a centralized solution. So Rocket Pool is like decentralized Lido. What is?
Look at that. This is RPL versus Wrapped Ether. Look at that little breakout that's like poking above this like fifth test on resistance.
Is it Lido? Shut up.
No, this is Rocket Pool.
No, Dale's being a dickhead.
It's Lido for sure, I think.
Lido.
My Alabama's coming out. Yeah, you know, Lido.
Lotto.
You got away with words though, so I'm never gonna question.
Messi had a couple good ones. He's had a couple good ones over the years, man.
Allocate. I love it.
You know, Lido. Look, I don't think that's the full like chart history though. So if you go to like CoinTrader Pro, are you familiar with that, RT?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got it up.
Yeah, if you go to CoinTrader Pro, you can get that whole history. You know, make sure it's not on log or anything, and you can see. You know, one thing that you do a lot that I've done is draw those trend lines on that 20-period RSI on the daily, and you can see that although it hasn't actually broken the wedge structure, you know, price action wise, that RSI is already broken out, which a lot of times is predictive of an incoming breakout on the trend line. And so I think, at least as an echo pump going into the merge, this is a fantastic way. If you missed the Lido, like your perfect entry, it's a good way to get some exposure to it.
Yeah, it's coming. I mean, it's coming into trendline resistance and horizontal resistance. But I mean, I love the play, and I think, look, I think with ETH, I mean, everything that's leading right now is at resistance, and so today is that like heavy dopamine day where we're fired up. For me, one of the things that I fuck up is like just saying, fuck it, I know it's going to go higher. And I get in on days like today because I'm like, whatever. And then over the next week or whatever, sometimes it comes back into my levels. And I'm so butthurt at that moment that instead of adding, sometimes I even cut. That's like the big trader mistake. So on days like today, let's keep our heads. I think, you know, I think something like that on RPL would be great. The reason I'd wait for that is because if you get something like this, you know, even better entry, right? So, but yeah, RPL, Lido.
All right, Ledger Status is saying it's also Lido. He's backing me up on that, but he's also from Alabama. So
yes, he is. So you guys are thrown out of the whole thing. But
Ledger, just for the record, if you're listening, our marketing team absolutely loves you. They met you in Austin. They love you.
True.
He's a lovable guy.
Hey, yo, let's talk about the insanity of this market and the actual kind of liquidity vacuums that happen on both sides. Pull up Lido again, if you would, like Jared Lido.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
get a better one here.
Give me like a longer one, like a 4 hour.
Okay.
Dude, this thing got
look at
pounded
that thing.
during the whole staked ETH, during the whole like massacre of staked ETH, and is this thing even good? Everyone's getting washed out. That thing traded down like 45 cents. I mean, 45 cents, you could have bought all you wanted. There were a couple big funds that I know like were super vocal and long who had gotten, I think, smoked out of this hole and had to puke it at the bottom to raise cash. But that thing was, you could have bought all you wanted pretty much at 50 cents. And you're telling me like literally 3 weeks later, this thing's like 250 bid for, I mean, this
soaring
market,
volume too.
This market gives you such opportunities at the edges. I mean,
it's so crazy.
I will kick myself if I don't have powder at edges. I mean, literally, you need powder at edges because look at Lido, biggest. They have billions and billions of staked ETH. I mean, and then people say, well, what are they doing with the token? Well, with the, I don't
know. Governance, baby. Governance
Who
hot
cares?
when you have a narrative, though.
Yeah. But I don't know. This market is nuts. Even Solana was like $250 down to like at $30, you could have just purchased all you wanted. Literally. All you wanted. Has
All
anything
you wanted.
really
It's
changed?
crazy.
Yeah.
All you can eat.
All you
This
need.
thing moves. These markets are
Speaking of Solana, let's take a look at that. It hasn't really joined the party. Now, that makes sense because it's an Ethereum party. It's a very specific party.
So good.
It looks delicious. Now, what is the case here to be made for an echo, right? Where you say, okay, the ETH is running, OP is running, LDO is running. All of these ETH derivatives, you know, have had their party. At what point, Messi, do you think we could see rotation? Or do we? Do we just get to the merge and It's
The
ETH only.
case for the Echo is Ethereum is going to pump, Ethereum usage is going to go up, and thus Ethereum gas prices are going to increase. That's what makes people look at these L1s. But, that aside, like, look, Solana's going to echo, Avalanche is going to echo. Everybody gets an echo, right? You get an echo, you get an echo. Here's the thing, though. Solana is going to underperform Ethereum. Like, I firmly believe that, at least until the merge, okay? It's just is what it is. But the chart looks fantastic. Like, I'd buy that. Shit is going to go up.
Sol ETH, yeah. I mean, then in that case, maybe it's time to be. It's definitely like a verse ETH type season right now.
Look at that chart. See?
So we may get a Solana rally. It's sitting in the reload zone versus Ethereum, but it may linger here for a little bit.
Ethereum
and then we get that
going
rotator.
to outperform everything until the merge.
Hey, Messi, give me your hot take on these liquid or derivatives tokens like Leto.
I mean, what do you mean?
No, I mean, talk to me. Why is it exciting? Like, we're seeing so much ETH, billions of dollars being put into this like liquid staking. It's like a derivative token of what ETH represents.
Oh, so like ST and things like that.
Yeah.
It's just a way to get natural, like, pure ETH yield. Like there's a lot of risk associated with it, and there was a lot of FUD around ST depegging and causing a lot of liquidity issues and big funds and lenders and things like that. I think a lot of that has been remedied. We have a lot of liquidity for ST versus ETH. But I mean, really, the appeal is that, hey, I've got my Ethereum. I don't want to like take a ton of risk with it. I don't really want to fuck around, so I'm just going to stake it with Lido and get 10%, 8% or whatever is on that. But honestly, like, if you're chasing 8% yield, like, that's fucking pathetic, and you have to be a really like long-term aligned holder to even fucking care about that at all. I mean, you could have outperformed that whole fucking year of yield by buying Ethereum like 2 days ago, and selling it right now. And you would have no exposure to any of these staking derivatives or anything like that. I think these liquid staking derivatives are really important, because it unlocks liquidity that would otherwise, not be available. Like, you can centralized lending solutions, of course, all blew up, but DeFi, of course, as we've discussed, is really powerful. So I can put my Ethereum, have this interest-bearing version of Ethereum, STETH, and then I can take out, a over-collateralized loan against it, and I can put that capital to work. Like, it makes sense, like Avalanche has a liquid staking derivative. I would imagine, is Solana working on something like that, or do they already have something like that? There will be liquid staking derivatives everywhere. I'm not going to fuck with them, but, should exist.
Do we like sushi here? Sorry, go ahead, Rob. You were going to actually stay on topic. Somebody asked about sushi. I got all ADHD.
No, I was just going to ask, do you not like it because you are not a long-term aligned holder who knows I'm just holding this ETH forever, so I might as well put it in staked ETH and do that? Is that why you just want to be more nimble, or what? You got better things to do with your...
Yeah, I've just got better shit to do. Like, why the fuck would I have any exposure to STETH, and take on any? Here's the thing, like, there was all this FUD, right? It was going to depeg and do all this shit and whatever. It didn't. Everything's cool. Everything's like all fine and dandy. But at the same time, and this is something that we discussed a while back. I feel like, I've never been a big proponent of stablecoin farming, because who the fuck takes any kind of risk at all to make sub 10% APR? Like, I'm just not into that. I can just be on the sideline with my stables. You enjoy your farm and get your 8% or whatever. I'll be in the sideline with my stables, and I'm going to buy something at the right time, and then I'll make 50% in a month, maybe even shorter period of time with that, and have much less exposure, any kind of risk than you. So,
Messi, what's your like, traditional finance, they call it your MAR, like your minimum acceptable return for staking, like in a way that, like, you can never get down to zero risk in crypto, right?
I mean, if I'm yield farming, I really want to see like 100% APR. Like, it needs to be worth it, because the thing is, I'm yield farming like Balancer and Aura and all that kind of shit right now, and I'm getting 100% APR on those. I can lose, like, the market can go down, and if I'm just long-term aligned on these things, I can, the market can go down 50%. All I have to do is keep farming it for a fucking year, and I'm made whole. Like, even less than that. So, it's not something that I'm, like, too worried about as long as the yield is really juicy and fat.
What do you think the market's minimum acceptable return is? What would you say is like
look at people, buying STETH and shit like that. Like it's obviously very low. People are participating in UST farming for 20% risk, which was insanely, or 20% APR. That's insanely risky. So the market has an extremely high tolerance for risk. And I think that's not, necessarily maybe even a tolerance for risk. I think it's a lack of education around the risks associated with that.
Yep. Makes sense.
Sushi. Rob, I know you had a soft spot for it at one time in your life. How do you feel about it now?
I think that Sushi is another name that was widely held by some entities that took big hits. And I think you can tell that thing is part of a painful unwinding process. It hasn't really bounced at all. It seems that some of its biggest proponents.
Well, look today here. Just part of why I brought it up. Somebody asked about it. That's why. But look at this cute. This is an old trend line. I just came and looked, but it was like, oh, hello.
Listen, it hasn't reacted yet, and it probably can go. There's probably going to be a vacuum where sellers are absent because it's been steadily sold so heavily. So it could go. I don't know what Sushi's doing like with their platform. I will be 100% honest with you. I have not kept up on it. I am been so laser focused in what we're doing. I'm not doing the research at this point, but I don't know. Why is Uni popping so much and Sushi's not doing anything?
Well, that's what it was presented. I mean, I think the theme today, as I see it, as far as providing value, looking for value, hunting value, is like, where's the echo? What's next, right? Is it a rotation? Is it more stables coming in fresh? And so somebody suggested, Sushi, Uniswap, Echo rally, question mark. And so we may be seeing that start today.
I think a sub theme here is like on a lot of these names, and it's almost like it's chart porn in a way. So you got to be careful because you almost get paralyzed with not knowing which one to go into. But a lot of these these longer term Gartner cycle style charts right now, and starting to get that little hint of a curl, little hints, no confirmation whatsoever, but a hint. And so deciding do you have optionality in that play? Are there things coming that if that thing goes sideways, you're capturing yield through value accrual or through some other type of utility for the token? And but man, those plays right now where you have these big pullbacks and you're starting to see that Gartner cycle style curl, you're seeing it in the majors too, and the additional yield that you can capture and potential for principal growth is it's fucking out of control right now. Do your own research.
Always.
So many charts look like that Sushi chart. Okay.
Yeah.
You can literally go find 20 charts that look the exact same. And this is why narrative matters. Okay. Narrative is why the fuck are other people going to come in and mark this bag up? Okay. So Uni obviously has this narrative. They've been getting buddy with regulators. They're innovators. They're originators. These guys make great products. They're the largest AMM by TVL, I think. It's just fantastic. And I heard that, and I don't know how serious it is, but I heard that there's a proposal that went live maybe today or yesterday to actually turn the fee switch on.
Somebody just said that, in chat.
That would be fucking huge.
Is that a fee share?
Well, see, here's the thing. Uni has literally been the embodiment of worthless governance token ever since it was airdropped. Okay, it's literally dog shit. The only thing it gets used for is these big VCs that own it, vote for these treasury distributions to fund whatever. Okay,
Their
but
stuff.
If that fee switch were turned on, Uni would become a productive asset, and the value accrual would be, I mean, enormous at these price levels. It would be significantly underpriced.
So is there a trade there then around this vote, maybe?
I don't know how serious it is, and still, like, once again, Uni has been playing it really, really safe, from a regulatory perspective. So I'm not even quite sure, like, the whales, the people that control this are like, monster VCs. They're people that are mindful of this, okay? They're not just people that are like, yeah, turn it on, we'll turn it on so I can get that value accrual and pump my back. Like, it's not that kind of
Colin,
thing.
did
What? I don't know. Uni's
Did we
bullish.
talk about it 2 weeks ago? Like, I think I mentioned my buddy, this guy that actually is a big commodities trend follower, got a big signal on Uni, even before any proposal came out or anything, just a pure technical one.
Yeah, you did. Well, you mentioned that individual.
Yeah.
I don't know
this
that we
guy
talked about
Andy
Uni.
Straussman that I've known for years.
Let's
We
get him
gotta
on the
this guy
show. Yeah, let's bring him on.
show. Yeah, he'll come.
Let's look ahead. If there's a date where one of us is missing just naturally, then let's see if we can slot him in. He's a trend following trader you mentioned, and I mean,
Yeah.
I could totally see a trend signal coming in, with this kind of breakout in volume. Like, I guess right here, that would have been. I wouldn't be shocked if somebody's signal fired there on some kind of system.
I mean, let's talk about market cycles for a second, though. Because people love to pull up the Wall Street cheat sheet. We've talked about it. It is the biggest meme. Yeah, it's the biggest meme in crypto. People, what they do is they will overlay the Wall Street cheat sheet on top of their chart, and then they expect the charts to look the exact same. The charts don't look the exact same, but what's very accurate on the Wall Street cheat sheet is the emotions. It's how you feel at different price levels. And looking at this, we are currently in the disbelief phase, or maybe not even in the disbelief phase, maybe just coming out of depression.
Oh, wait, this isn't the real one. This is like a meme one that Altcoin Psycho made. My bad. I find a better one. Sorry, go ahead.
These markets, though, have cycled. Are you really going to tell me that seeing Uni retrace all the way back to the prices it was when it was first fucking airdropped is not depression, despite releasing Uniswap v3, innovating, doing all of this lobbying with the government, accruing massive TVL, like, despite all of these fundamental improvements to the technology, to everything that's going on with this, we're back at the originating prices of the token. That's not depression. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, that is depression. Depression is how you feel when it's down there. And look, if you had bought that Uniswap top or bought, 2-3x higher, whatever, you would be feeling pretty fucking bad, even at current price levels. You might be getting a little bit optimistic, a little bit hopeful, but you're still not fully committed to the idea that it's even possible for this thing to reverse, right? You just feel like an eternal bag holder, like you're fucked forever, like you're never going to get your money back. What does that say under depression? I am an idiot. My retirement money is lost, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So we're between this depression and disbelief phase. And once again, like I think Dan said earlier, like I'm not a believer that, like, oh my God, the merge is coming. We're going to be at all-time highs in 2 months. I think that that's like an outrageous statement. Although who fucking knows? This is crypto. Maybe Dave Hunter's right. We get this melt up. If we do look at the NASDAQ, we've got a breakout out of this descending wedge. And crypto has regained kind of a strong correlation to the NASDAQ, at least recently. So we do have that going for us. But the thing is like there is more upside, in these plays. Like I'm 100% sure of that. And a new market cycle doesn't necessarily mean that this token has to go to an all-time high. You'll see market cycles play out, on different time frames and at different scales. So look at this as a new market cycle. Maybe it's a little mini cycle that only lasts 2 months, and the next Fed rate hike in September, we get bull anus shredded. But we're just at the beginning here. I don't think anybody.
Maybe it's here.
You're not late. You haven't missed the boat.
I'll tell you what, I'm not depressed yet. Having been through the bear market in 2018-19, I remember that. It's like, it's not just, it's all down. It's like it hasn't moved in months, So devil's advocate, we're back here. We've been angry. We're just getting into depression. Obviously, I'm with you though in that I feel the disbelief. I think we can have cycles within cycles, right? So zoom out in 2 years and we'll say this was here, but within this particular microcycle, this is your disbelief. I mean, last summer we had a mini cycle too, where we went through the whole depression and disbelief. It's fascinating to me though, watching the psychology unfold because, and we'll just pick on Uni, why not? It never even got up after its summer doldrums last year, but up here, I guess Bitcoin would be a better chart in this case, after all. But, up here last year, I was thinking to myself, like, how is the bear going to play out? How are we going to get the next cycle? Because it's so hard to find a narrative. And in this case, it was the macaroni analysts, right? And without fail, all of the people up here that would have been like, ha, you're so dumb. You should be buying more of everything. You're a dumb bear. Right down here, they're saying, oh my God, how could you be buying down here? I'm going to get ETH at 500 and Bitcoin at 8,000. That same kind of crowd, the type of crowd that's just, running with emotions, doesn't have their own analysis, is kind of following the narratives, the emotional narratives. Anyways, it's fascinating to me. And even through this, like you said, there's just so much cope and pain on this little rally up, which speaks a lot to the positioning or lack of positioning of your average Joe, which is kind of how it has to go, right? These cycles have to go that way. They're not going to stop going down until those hands are out. They're not going to peak until everyone's bought. Like, it's kind of chicken and egg stuff, but I find it endlessly fascinating. So we're down here in this beautiful disbelief. Whether this ends up being the bottom and we rally, there is a ton of disbelief in this market.
And see, like in chat, I just said, and I just want to address this comment, that the chart, don't try to overlay that chart on your chart and use the chart, the actual shape of the chart. The chart is just hypothetical. It's about emotions. So ASMR Sound says, where was the post-anger pump? Like, you were overlaying that chart on these charts and expecting it to follow that exact rhythm. That's not the case. You don't have to have a post-anger pump. Anger, you really not think people were angry at Suzu and all those fucking guys in Celsius and BlockFi when we literally had, weeks of just people posting threads and just wojacking, fuck Three Arrows Capital, fuck these guys, fuck that. These guys are the reason that my investments are going to zero, right? It's their fucking fault.
I kind of felt
that is like an emotion. That's anger.
This was like this last episode between Three Arrows and Luna was like way worse than the last bear we went. Like, peak bad shit happening and anger and absolute obliteration of trust for the space. Like, way worse. I think last time it was like BitConnect was the problem.
Yeah.
BitConnect did mark top in 2017 in a way. It was more like the futures at CME, but yeah.
We got through it. We're getting through it. We're getting through it.
We're
healing.
This was so nasty. So nasty. But
the worst thing I've ever seen.
Long term, I can already see like the commercial in the future showing the Bitcoin chart right now and ETH and all of them, and it being like literally that tiny little piece of the Amazon chart. And
Yes.
I can already see it.
Let's fucking go.
Let's.
I think this is Matt Damon's chance to get his fucking his credibility back, and he will.
If you said something last December as a celebrity and you now don't show face and still keep beating that, yeah.
Yeah, dude, you're making porn now.
Pretty whack.
I mean, you guys saw the latest South Park, or if you didn't see it, I hope you at least saw the clips. Yeah, they had all of these celebrities, that shilled crypto at the top and the Super Bowl ads and all that, and they were shilling pee-pee water instead. It was really fucking good.
I did see the picture of Katy Perry hugging Sam Tabasco.
Oh yeah.
Alameda, which was I guess an omen. I don't know.
Look, guys, without fail, when Katy Perry comes into the picture, you just fucking sell and walk away. Like that's 100% hit rate indicator.
Oh my god, the
The
nails.
Black Mambo.
She
nail-
was in Bahamas.
Yeah, she
Praying
was.
man.
She was the top in
Eats the head off
2017
her,
too.
I remember because I went to play craps instead of going to line up at that Sky Bar, and then found out later somebody came down. They're like, "Oh my god, I just hung out with Katy Perry." I was like, "God damn it!" My lady, we would have liked to go see her, but anyways, apparently she was at some booth, all surrounded by,
Nerds.
thirsts. Okay, Rob's perspective on the Bitcoin chart, and we've played with this before. I tend to agree. I like to think of it like this. What a sick retest, though. Right, this idea of like things always go further than you think, things always dive deeper than you think, and people at 20K saying, well, it's going to go deeper than we thought. Bro, 20K was deeper than everyone thought. Case in point, 3 Arrows Capital liquidated. They did not think it was going to go that low. It's never gone back to all-time highs, and we just retested that level that never gets tested, and you're selling?
I do want to read a famous Suzu quote really quickly. Fuck, where did it go? Hold on, just carry on. I
can't get over that. These
Okay, I've got
guys,
it.
Great quote.
Basically levered up the entirety of the industry and the customer funds of like multiple centralized entities.
Look,
And he
this
got
guy
licked
was
at the
a legend.
perfect...
This,
After
he
we
was a
fucking rallied
legend.
from 4,000 to 70,000. Like
He
what
was a
in
legend.
God's fucking name?
He was a legend. Look, he fucked up bigly and he did some questionable things, but for a very long time he was a legend. And I think that status was earned. I think it was well deserved until he fucked up bigly. And really, he doesn't get a redemption arc like that. He's done. Like that was it.
Yeah.
Famous quote from Suzu though, and this is from December 20th, 2018. And that is, we will pump off the bottom extremely quickly, leaving most sideline investors stuck in fiat.
Say that again.
We will pump off the bottom extremely quickly, leaving most sideline investors in fiat. And I think that's exactly what's happening right now.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, you can't have these cycles. They don't complete. They're not done until that's the case, right? I don't even quite know how to explain it. It's almost like the top can't come in until everyone's balls deep and all in. The bottom can't come in until everyone's the fuck out. It's just, it is what it is. It's where it comes from.
Let's talk about the bear case for a second.
Yeah, because I want to sit. That's exactly where I was going. So we just see.
No, like is there one? Is there one? Let's talk right outside of the coin here. Sure.
Listen, we gotta talk to people who are looking at all these time frames. We got Low to High in the chat saying, we deploying stables or what?
So okay, so I just yes. And I was actually typing into that. That's why I had to get Messi to repeat that quote, because I was responding. My response to that is, look, we're at really big resistance across the board today. It's peak us fired up. I feel it in our energy, guys. We do this all the time. It's a Wednesday show. Then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's red into our levels. But anyone none the wiser is like loading up. Look, it's huge resistance across the board. So personally, I'll be waiting for like next ops to load more. I've got positions, but I'm not adding today. What about you, Rob? What are your thoughts?
No, I'm not adding today. I'm not. But
it's a high risk.
It depends on your. It just depends on the time frame. Are there short term trades? What are they? But I'm feeling good because I feel like I got a really, really, really great massage yesterday from Chairman Powell. And he loosened me up. He loosened everybody up. He was as dovish as like we could have wanted him to be in the presser. He obviously knew that this nasty minus 0.9% GDP growth of the quarter, he knew the number. He's working it, dude. He's massaging. That's their job, is to massage. And we all know, like in the end, and he knows it too, they can only raise so much until we're already seeing minus 0.9% GDP. Like we're not even feeling the effects yet. Dude, he's going to keep massaging. They're going to stop contracting the balance sheet. Like these guys are in office to keep things to keep things as positive as can be in like the minds of the market. And I just feel like he loosened us up yesterday. He gave us that green light that we really wanted, and the super hawkish guy was not there any longer. And that's why I think shit's really good for
I just sent you a chart, RT. When you get a second, pull it up, because I want you guys to understand how soy you sound when you even have bearish thoughts at all. And I want you to understand, what's like actually going on here. And this is a setup that I've always loved, is when we have these falling wedges that break to the downside and then reclaim the wedge. And that's what we're looking at with Bitcoin right here.
On the dollar weekly, yeah. Look, when you get too sure of yourself, and I don't mean this in like you're alone here, we're all super bullish here, but when you say things like 100% and, soy for thinking about bearish thoughts, and then I see like an Ethereum weekly that looks like this, I know we're near the end of the move. I'm sorry, I love you. I just know.
Oh, you're soy then.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I'm not, I already cut my bags on the dip the other day.
It makes sense, but I think we have a duty to talk about both sides of the coin.
Yeah,
because we know, I think we all know, like, the four of us are pretty fucking bullish, like, and we've all been through this rodeo. We're all good traders, and like understand that this is the time when you do need to be finding the gems and accumulating. So
look, I wish we could have like a production level where I just say replay the clip from July 19th, 2021, almost 1 year ago today, when you were shorting here. And I said, I know because of how certain you are that we're breaking this level, that it's time for me to be thinking long. And
I know that show.
You remember that show?
I talked off the ledge. I think
you did. We talked you off. We talked you off the ledge, man. So tell me more about soy.
Let me explain something, cousin. Extremely ridiculously strong bullish conviction is my specialty, and it's put me in some amazing positions in the past. And normally when I have that kind of conviction, it pays off pretty good. That's what I have right now. Look, we are up only, and I'm not conceding. I'm not talking about bearish cases. Like the fact that we're even still discussing bearish cases shows exactly where we are on the market cycle, because we have to hedge our bullishness, right? Like we can't just talk about the bullish side, guys.
That's
Let's talk about it. Like we are going fucking up. Like that's it.
So here's my bear case, because I think mid-long bull anyways, get into this resistance, because any more blast from here, right? Like people are already just we're over 1,700 just during the show. Sick. We started the show, I think this morning it was like 16:30, so we're up another $100. As this blow off of this local move continues, I think there's so much sidelineness that everyone's going to just have to say, I'll just get a little bit. I'll get a little bit. And that's pretty typical for the end of a move like this. I'm not calling the bear case. I'm not rushing to sell after the show, but I'm waiting to add, and I'm waiting to add on something that would be so sexy, like a W like this. Into the merge, I find that hard to believe. I think that kind of dip comes post-merge. But my God, there are going to be great long setups. Longing 1730 into resistance over time, as a rule, is not good trading. That's all I'm going to say. But if I owned 0 Ethereum right now, I'd probably go and buy a little FOMO bag, because that's the way things go.
I don't have a bear thesis at this point. I'll have it when we're in peak euphoria and
3 days from the merge.
Founders are buying private jets and writing "I'll kill you" tweets and doing weird shit like that, and I'll probably get pretty bearish at that point. But I don't see a bear case personally right now. I think what we're seeing from the macro is largely priced in, all things being equal. Like we obviously, there's events that might be out there that we don't know about yet, but I see either a continuation of like a doldrum with like each progressive pullback being weaker and weaker until everybody feels like, okay, it's time to go, or we start auctioning higher and try to find new areas to consolidate.
Yeah. No, I mean, hey, we're on a show with 4 people. If we're not entertaining some various opportunities or options or outcomes, we're pretty shit at our job. But I'll say this, like I said at the start, Messi, I'm still 80 84% long in exposure. I just want to make sure that we're clear that this is another resistance show. And we have a lot of these. Something about Wednesdays and Thursdays that's like that midweek, it's peak week, where then the next couple days you soak in a nice little pullback. So I'm, do you
guys actually track your percentage, your specific percentage that you're in, like relative to cash or stables?
No, I actually happened to just have done it yesterday because I was working through my OP cope after closing my trade early, and I was kind of like, oh, I feel underexposed to this, and then I went and looked. I was like, oh no, like I'm actually, for the amount of cash I had in my portfolio, I was like, oh, like I'm 23% cash, like that's pretty good exposure. I'm okay. So I guess what is that, 76% long? No, I think this is, look, I have a really hard time selling any Ethereum before the merge. I think rally big time into that. It's got to be sell the news. It's just got to be.
Merging like a virgin. I got a little potential long trade on ETH if you are interested.
I love
and in an eligible jurisdiction, which would be non-US. We're not allowed to do proper hedging things in this market on the best venues, but this is for the non-US folks, option-minded. There is, I think, even though the volatility is kind of high, it's 100% implied volatility on Ethereum right now. But you could, and Messi, this could be something that interests you. If you're looking to buy Ethereum here on the spot market, so that's $1,730 for one Ethereum, you could instead go look at like an October 28th call, or if you're on Hxro, you can look at a TIX or Wix contract that expires in September. When's the merge? Sep 18th-ish, is it?
September.
Loosely. They still have to do one more testnet to finalize, I think.
Yeah, dude, the 36,000 touch in Bitcoin. I mean, we got to look at these. Sorry, never mind.
Yeah.
I said that.
So you can look at some touch contracts or some close above contracts for September 30th, because that has the merge, right? So if you wanted to, you could say it'll touch 3,000. I mean, Messi's talking about an upper 2000s. So you can say that the touch 3,000, you can buy that and get 4.42x payout. So
23% probability that's going to hit right now.
So it's basically you're buying that thing at 23 cents on the dollar. And if we do go to the upper twos, that thing will be trading about 80 cents on the dollar. So you can really 3.5 to 4x your money there on a play. And that's, how much you can lose. It's what you spend. You can always roll it out to the next quarter if it's not working or if we go down. And then on the standardized options front, think about this. You're to buy one ETH, it's $1,730 right now. You could buy 4 of the October 1,600 calls, and this is October 28th, so you get an extra month. And those you could buy for about $425 to $450. So basically, for the same amount of cash, you can get like 270 deltas worth of long exposure, where buying one Ethereum would give you 100 deltas worth. So you're getting like 2.7 times the bang for your buck on using options. Those are
and this is the trade-off, and I'm learning options as I hang out with you more and more, is like you get more bang for your buck because you're agreeing to be constrained by that timeline, essentially, right? Yeah. Right? If I buy one Ethereum, maybe my timeline's off, but next March I hit my target, it's all good. I get that bang for the buck because we have this event that really gives us a time window, right? Yep. So it's a perfect opportunity, I think, for me to go and smarten up and actually try some options. Now, what did you say the October expiry you mentioned?
October expires the monthly, so it's the last Friday in October, October 28th or something.
Yeah, and what's that price though? Is it 3,000 as well?
That one was a $1,600 call. We don't have the Hxro non-US site does not have the October expiration. It's September.
But like DC30 at 3,000 touch is still, I mean, it's paying 2.77 to 1.
Yes.
For a 3,000 touch on D's 30?
By any time between now and D's 30th,
Yeah.
if it touches, you'll be paid off.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, look, what's really interesting is that 3,000, it's pretty much to the penny here. Well, to the dollar. $3,003 is like the 786. So as far as like fibs go, finding levels, there's a nice resistance there. Happens to be that touch point, happens to be a big node on the VPVR, as well as the perfect sort of 786.
Messi, where do you think we go into the merge?
Like price wise?
Yeah, just like ballpark.
I mean, between 2,500 and 3,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see us just doing something like this. And look, you know, don't even pay attention to the merge. If I was just in a friggin' cave up in Alaska, like that would be where I would be like, oh, I'm going to take my TA. I'm going to say this is where I short, or this is where I take my profits. This is where I just pay myself after a really nice trade. And if it plays out something like this.
What's this Canadian guy talking about Alaska?
I don't know. You know what? There was a really fucked up, tragic news article yesterday. I think that's what put it in my brain. But yeah, anyways, don't even want to read the headline now. Yeah, I know. Just like a cave up fucking, you know, where caves are, you know, up, fuck off. So cave town. Anyways, yeah, I think if we do trend up here into the merge, which I expect something like this in the market, up, sideways, up, sideways, up, sideways, and then accelerating. Typically, any kind of move like this accelerates into the event. Now, look, maybe it's different this time. It's not sell the news. Maybe it, you know, mainnet launch for once doesn't sell the news. It's gonna roll over locally. Anyways, it'll be overbid into it. Then those guys who were just there for that trade probably get out. Guys who got in way late are now underwater. They get out. That's our dip. You get a post-merge dip, and if you're really bullish on it, that's time to pull the next trigger. But you know, for now, I think if we can get up into this sort of high 1,000s range, 18, 19, there's going to be an opportunity to find a nice bid for the next leg. But we're on the leg now. So, I mean, I have a hard time getting in mid-leg unless you caught it this morning. There was a really interesting level this morning, actually, I noticed. Didn't trade it because I had to go to the bank, actually. That's a whole other story. But this, look at this level. We had this today just served up on a platter for any like lower time frame traders. Resistance, 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 flip, and then just hang out right here. I mean, that's where you can just get this really juicy opportunity, and then sure enough, like Launchpad takes off. So keep an eye out, guys. Pick your time frame. This reminds me of this episode reminds me of a really good tweet I saw the other day that's basically finance, or you know, crypto finance or Twitter finance is really just a bunch of people on different time horizons talking over each other.
Yeah. It's a complete circle jerk.
Yeah. Like we're all in agreement on one time horizon. We're all in disagreement on certain other ones. And like until you establish your time horizon with somebody, you can't even really have a straight conversation.
That's what makes the market, though, right?
Yeah.
No, I love it. This is what we do.
There'd be no offer. Like
it's the troll box on the exchange. I mean,
well, and there's guys in our chat bringing up really good points, and all I can think to myself is, bro, you're on a different time horizon than me.
Guys, there's only 130 people on this earth watching this. We are so early. There should be so many more.
I can't believe, like,
we are so early.
I'm shocked that we have this little, very loyal, fucking amazing group. Like,
we are, yes, we do.
Thank you, guys.
Be at least 10 times larger at this point.
If you guys want to sell souls, I will make a big silly face on the thumbnail, and we'll put something like finding the next 100x or the next 100x, the weekly 100x, and we'll go,
We should offer the
and we'll be up to 5,000 by next
You
week.
just got to make the face.
We should offer the people who are here, like some, like they go out and it's like they should be telling people, yo, you got to watch this shit. And if we get like a certain amount of viewers, then we throw a party for everybody.
Dude, it's funny you mention that because we're at 9,300 subs, and I was thinking the other day, like randomly, like I'm just gonna give out 10,000 Hxro to somebody in the audience if we get to 10,000. I thought about it, and then I thought, no, I'm gonna ask Dan to do that for me. But either way, like, yeah, we could push it up. We did.
Dude, I'm in.
We did fuck it. Let's hit. Look, there's 700 more subs we need. You guys get us to 10K, and I won't have to twist his arm. He already agreed, but yeah, we'll give it a little Hxro. Why not? We'll make that more official. Maybe we'll talk to the marketing team and make it a little more official just for fun. Look, we did a 1A, 1B last year with Emmy. And she said, trust me, dude, make the big stupid face. And so I did. On one thumbnail, I made a big stupid face. And on that episode, on every metric, we had a significant uptick in every kind of engagement.
I don't think I saw that on a thumbnail. Can you show me what it looks like?
I hate
Is there
you
something?
right now.
Is there a new?
I'll show you right now. I'll find
Not-
it.
No, Rand Nooner is doing.
No, just fuck it. Do it live, bro.
Can we do something else?
Yeah, no way. I can't do it.
Can you make like a seal or something?
Do the face, Rob. All right, I want to see your. Let's go.
I can't do it really. I can't do it well. I haven't worked on it yet, but I will say that what tickled me the most was your Brokeback Mountain thing with.
Oh my god! I fucking.
Oh yeah.
That was so fucking funny.
Incredible.
It's so there's apparently some phone app that allows you to put your face and other people's faces on shit, and a friend made that of me and Primo.
Dude,
it was fantastic. I loved
We
it.
need
It
to
was
find
really
it.
good.
I need to find it.
Yeah.
I
It's too
want
good.
that. I want that app because I could be a hit among my circle for about 4 days.
Oh, it's endless fun. Yeah.
Really.
I think if Messi also kills the woodpecker, we taxidermy it.
I can't.
Give
Look,
that away to one lucky. Artist.
no, look. As far as anybody's concerned, the whole woodpecker saga is a total LARP. Because in some places, woodpeckers and some species of woodpeckers are protected and have all sorts of like different statuses and stuff. So you will never see a taxidermy of the woodpecker. You will never see a picture of the woodpecker. As far as you know, I'm making this whole fucking thing up. Probably am.
Messi's getting nasty phone calls from like Sally Struthers or some one of those people that are like, give 30 cents the cup of a coffee a day can save the woodpecker.
Oh yeah.
There you go. You can't shoot a bird with a BB gun because it won't kill it. It's animal cruelty. That's the voices I heard in my head when I found out today. Look at this video.
Dude, this deep fake is so fucking perfect.
It's amazing.
Oh,
That's me telling Primo he's gonna be okay.
This was one of those.
It's okay, buddy. It's okay.
We've all been there. You're laying in bed at night, late at night. Your wife's mad at you because from the light from your phone, and you see this, and you fucking start laughing, belly laughing.
What are you laughing at?
And then she's fucking pissed at you, and you're laughing at something.
Yeah.
Dude.
I know. I've woken up my lady at about 1 or 2 a.m. just laughing at shit on Twitter. Like, you go to bed.
My lady.
Baby's
I
gonna
need
be
to
up
get.
at 6.
I need the contraption that can make these things. I got some good ones lined up. I really do.
Why are you laughing so hard? Oh, so and so just posted the newest Gape meme. Like,
I love it.
you wouldn't get it.
Good stuff. Well, dudes, this was a fun session.
Yeah, I'm just looking for more memes, but I can't find the one. But there's one from The Hangover of them rolling the dice at the craps table.
Oh, yeah.
Rob, you're already face overed on that. I don't know where to find it, but it's like Bradley Cooper. You literally he looks like you in that exact shot. I thought it was a face thing until someone told me it was not.
Oh, is it
You
the
have
one
a very
that you're
similar, like jawbone structure.
Yeah, they're rolling the dice.
Oh, I love
please,
that.
right here. Okay, this is Rob. This is
I love
Rob.
that little
This is-
little meme.
This is you right here. Look, it's already you. Can you
That's hilarious. I
can you
love
spot Rob Levy? Like, come on.
I love this
is,
one.
yeah.
God,
Oh yeah.
This is
One of my-
not a great quality picture, but there you go. Yeah. So, anyways, guys, we're gonna go back to the desk. Given the juice in the market, the energy in the room, I just want to stay on.
Yeah.
But I'm with you, Rob. We do got to go. We have things. I have a call in like half hour. Still haven't hit the gym today. I told
we
Dan
got a
I would.
we got a great Hacker House event in the city right now. I can't stay away. Like it's I almost took it from there with the bad background. So I got to get down there. We got a big a Bureau happy hour this afternoon where we've got Hero
branded beer
Oh, come
and
on.
seltzer.
I mean, we're talking.
Bureau.
Yeah. Think about the energy here. Like, we're fired up. Let's go.
Yeah, there's one of the main Solana contributors who's an ex-Citadel, ex company called Hedgehog, quant trader. He's a fucking unicorn genius. Is going to be putting on a workshop today at 3:30, putting on how to build automated trading strategies to hero dexterity. And we have free beer and seltzers. There's also going to be a Zoom link. You can go on Twitter under the Hero Labs Twitter handle, find the Zoom link.
Messy. You should go there. You should go, and I'd love you to. If you met Jerry, you'd freak out. But you got to watch
dude,
it.
He would geek out.
He is about as gigabrain as our Lord has created.
Yep.
So, or the simulation, I should say.
Also, I'll put it out there for anybody that is remotely near Chicago, and also we want this for our loyal followers that are tuning in every week. August 11th, there is a small Hero Fest summer party that we're having in Chicago. So
yeah,
you might get to see some familiar faces in person.
Look, my son's
let us know if you're going to be here August 11th, and we'll get you on the list.
My son's first birthday is on the 10th. The party is on the 13th. And I am still trying to think of ways I can get down from like the 11th morning to like the 13th morning. Just imagine the flight delays, though. If I missed his birthday party on that Saturday, I would be in the doghouse. So we'll see. But yeah. I've got plans. I'm working on it. So
it's not that far of a drive, dude.
No, dude, the flight is $200, and it's from Billy Bishop Airport. So you literally walk in, walk through, customs, no lineup. It's great. I don't mind.
Then you gotta worry about your shit ass infrastructure in that Toronto airport. Which
so that's the life hack here. Pearson Airport is trash. Some guys are getting stuck on the plane 3 hours waiting for customs. I'm talking about Billy Bishop, Porter Airlines. That's how I'm gonna fly.
I love Billy Bishop.
You
Are
see?
they serving that beer that natty
steam
light?
Whistle. Yes, steam whistle beer.
I've lost all faith in Canada recently.
What the fuck are you talking about? What?
It's just my feeling. I'm not doing research. It's my gut feeling, just the headlines.
Well, look, worst case, I will tap into you for a ride home.
Okay.
Levy the faithless. Levy the faithless. No, I'll take an Uber. It's all good.
What does tapping into somebody mean?
Get your fill. Yeah, I got filled at $20. That was Tori yesterday on Twitter. She's like, guys, real talk. You talk about getting filled a lot. What does that mean? All right, guys. I think that's it. We are just shit posting now. Everyone, the hell out of here. Whatever you do from now until next time, guys. Always play from a position of strength.